Well, Linda and I are in the Florida Keys, and I want to keep the videos going, and there's something that has been on my mind lately, and that is your system analogy. And if you've read my book, you know that mine has to do with power systems, power lines, and so forth, and I have some background in it, so I can speak with some authority to it. And I want to run through it very quickly, and then at the end of running through it, I want to explain to you why it's so important for you and your business and your personal life to have a system analogy. To pick one out that fits for you. I want to explain why this one fits for me, but let's go through the mechanics of it first. Okay, here's a picture of the substation that Linda and I walked by the other day just up the road from here. On the top, transmission lines, probably 230,000 volts. Okay. Down here is distribution, probably 7,200 volts. All right. Now the transmission on top, let's go back to the top, that's super high voltage is necessary to transmit electricity long distances, hundreds of miles. So the power came out here at a very super high voltage, 230,000 volts probably. It could be 500, I suppose, but I think it's probably 230. It got out here very efficiently and then went into the substation where it was turned down with huge transformers to what we call distribution voltage, 7,200 volts. So that's good for 10 to 20 to 30 miles without losing voltage. You need to send electricity at a very high voltage for efficiency's sake, but you can't use 230,000 volts in your house. Believe me, you can't use 7,200 distribution voltage in your house, but you can use 120. So down here, we put a transformer on a pole and run what we call a service wire into a house at 120 and 240 volts, which is usable. So there's no feelings about it, there's no emotion about it, it's just a system, it's just a mechanical system. And the guys that do the work, the linemen who go up on the towers and do the work, do it in a very black and white mechanical way. It's mechanics. And the reason I like this analogy is because power lines are everywhere for me. They're always reminding me. And over the last years, I don't need reminding because everything to me is a system. But as you get started with the systems mindset and you start to visualize your life as a collection of systems, it helps to have an analogy. The power lines that are out there have nothing to do with anything else. Yes, they feed houses, and of course they have, in a sense, have to do with that. Of course, that's why they're there. But they don't have anything to do with the roads. They don't have anything to do with the weather. They don't have anything to do with the cars going by on the roads nearby. It's separate. It's a separate system. And all your systems are separate whether you like it or not. They do interact, but they are separate. Find an analogy for yourself. If you're a pilot, use an airplane. If you like cars, use a car. You can use the brake system in a car as a separate system if that's your specialty. A restaurant, an airport. Find a separate system that you can identify with and understand the mechanics of it and why it's there and that it has a purpose. It has an intended purpose. And everything to do with making that purpose happen has to be as efficient as possible. Yes, your business, and yes, your personal life. So think about it and get that system analogy in your head. It's critically important that you can reflect back to something that will constantly remind you that your day-to-day life is a collection of separate systems. That's the key to getting what you want in life, because you're going to spend your time mechanically adjusting those systems. When you get your business singing the good song and you got plenty of money coming in, you'll have lots of time for the yoga and the good feelings and the reading the books and the traveling and having fun with whoever is important to you in your life. But you've got to get the mechanics straightened first. Get your mechanics straightened out first before you're going to have time to get the emotional happiness stuff the way you want it to be. Okay. Have a great day.